Hi, my name is Nara. Today I'm going to be making a recipe for the Real Women of Philadelphia cream cheese contest. I got really excited about the contest because I went back into my old recipes and started tweaking a little and actually came up with a few new ones. The one that I'm making today is baked stuffed tomatoes with okra and cream cheese. Came out really delicious. It's very versatile because you can use it whether you're making pork or beef or chicken. It also is very pleasing to the eye. You can take it right out of your oven, set it on the table. It smells delicious. Your friends are going to enjoy it, and they'll probably ask you for the recipe. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get the hair out of my face. Nothing like having your friends over for dinner and having them find a hair in their plate. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients we're going to need for this recipe. First, we're going to need a pound of okra, fresh okra. This one has already been washed and dried. You want to make sure that the okra is dried well because you don't want excess moisture. All right. If I can give a tip on purchasing okra, make sure that there's no brown, that they're nice and green, they look fresh. Okra is a vegetable that you want to purchase and make right away. You don't want to have it sit in your refrigerator too long because it'll go bad. Okay? So the next ingredient we're going to need is 6 vine-ripe tomatoes. These are my favorite tomatoes because I can actually close my eyes and smell that I am actually smelling a tomato. That's why I like them. And they're very juicy and they're sweet. We're going to use a half of a red onion, 3 cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper to taste, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley. You can use curly parsley or flat Italian parsley. It doesn't matter. Okay, so last but not least, our ingredient, the Philadelphia cream cheese. I do use different types of Philadelphia cream cheese, but for this recipe, I would like to use the original, and when we come to it, I'll tell you why. Okay, let's get started. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut, see this, the little line right there on the okra, that's what you're going to cut off, and I try to line them up in more than one at a time. Okay, get a bowl here. What I'm going to do, and then I just line them up like that. Because we're going to use this as a stuffing, we're going to cut them about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch in thickness. You don't want to mince it, but you don't want to have it too small, too large, that is. Okay? So again, you take out that little knob there, all right, and you throw that one out, and then keep cutting, all right, and we'll do that for a whole pound of okra. Okay, so now we have chopped our 1 pound of okra. We'll put that aside, and we are going to start our tomatoes. We're going to core the tomato. Don't cut too much of the top off, okay, because we are not, sometimes when you do stuffed tomatoes, you actually put the top back on. We're not going to do that, so cut not too large a piece off. All right, I'm going to take this little hard part out right here first. Now, some people like to use a serrated grapefruit spoon to do this. I like using my little paring knife, and I just keep going round and round. Be careful not to go through the tomato. Okay, if you go like this, you will start to get the insides right out. And I start a little bit at a time. I don't try to do it the first time, see, and then I'll just go in again and get a little more. You don't want to get all the meat out of the tomato. You want to leave some inside, or else your tomato will fall apart. Again, basically I'll just put my fingers in there and take out like the seeds and all the juice out. It's a fairly quick thing to do. It's not rocket science. You just put your fingers in there and look at all that juice and all that meat from the tomato. And what I like to do is I take a piece of paper towel and just put it face down just to get any excess juice out of it. Okay? So we're going to do that to all 6 tomatoes. Okay, so now we have everything chopped here. We have our garlic, our onion. I just put the olive oil into my pan. I'm going to add the onion. Okay. All right, we're going to add the onions, and then we're going to add our 3 cloves of garlic. And don't ever bang your knife at the edge of the pan like I just did. Okay. That smells so good. We're going to saute that a little bit, and then we're going to throw in our okra. I've added the okra. I'm going to cover and let it cook on medium-low. Over here I softened 6 tablespoons of the original Philadelphia cream cheese, added 1 tablespoon of the chopped parsley. I like using the original because of the consistency. If I want to make it a little softer, I can. And it also has the measurements on the side of the package, and that makes it easy to measure. I'm going to also add some fresh grated Parmesan cheese to it. Now I'm going to show you what the consistency of the okra should look like when it's ready. Okay, it's nice and gooey and mushy, and mushy, but it's not overly, there's no excess liquid. Okay, that's what it should look like. And you should have added the salt as you go along. Okay, this is going to be ready now for us to stuff our tomato. I'm going to set my oven to 375, okay, while we're stuffing the tomatoes. Alright, so we're getting ready to stuff our tomatoes, but what we're going to do first is we're going to take a little sliver off the bottom. Remember, not too much. It'll give you a flat surface, and it helps the tomato not to roll over because we're going to put it on a baking cookie sheet, okay? And that's how you do it. Just take a little sliver off the bottom. Okay, we're going to take a small spoon. I'm going to put just a dab of the cream cheese on the bottom. All right? And then we're going to take the okra. Mmm, smells so good. I don't even want to wait to have it in the tomatoes. I want to eat it. All right? Don't push it in. Just gently put it in up to the top. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cover it with the cream cheese again. Try to get it to look nice, not too messy. Okay, because the appearance is important. Alright, that's what it should look like, and then you put it on your baking sheet. Okay, so now our tomatoes are nice and stuffed, and the oven is ready. It's heated up while you're doing this. 375, 15 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Okay, this will start to turn like a tan color. Don't let it turn brown and burn. Alright? Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. I'm going to take my tomatoes out of the oven and place them. Alright. Now, the reason why I put them on the cookie sheet instead of putting them, you can actually bake them in a casserole, is for this reason. You see that? The skin comes right off. And before I plate them, I just take the skin off, and that'll be really nice because when your guest is eating it, they don't have to bother with the skin. Alright? So we're going to do that to all of them. We're going to take the skin. See how that peels right off? Ooh, it's hot. I'll put a little sprig here of fresh watercress just to make the plate look pretty. Alright. Well, I'm going to try my tomato now. Smells so good. Well, you see that steam coming out from that. Excuse me. Ooh. My taste buds are definitely happy. The creaminess from the cream cheese on the bottom, and the okra in the middle, the cream cheese on top, mixed with the sweetness of the tomato. It's a perfect combination. I hope this tomato will take me to Georgia. Well, thank you. I'm going to finish eating. Bye.